What's up, everybody?
Boom.
We've got a good one for you today. Really important. Depending on where you eat every day. I know a lot of people are sitting at home, trying not to go out as much as possible, but you can still make bad choices while you're in the marketplace. I promise you that. So today's topic is over food and mood, and how food will actually affect your mood in any given time of the day, rather. How do you feel right now after your protein shake?
Dude, I mean, like a bomb just dropped on me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Lethargic? Kicking in?
Oh, hell yeah. Especially like 60 grams of protein, and I just fucking chugged it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you'll be feeling it for a while. You need it, though. Good after a good workout like that.
Oh, yeah.
Good. So, on today's topic, there's a lot of good choices you can make when it comes to food. Some foods are better and worse for you, obviously. You want to stay away from a lot of sugars is what most of you have probably been told. But, okay, let's start off with that sugars can have their uses. I'm talking about bad sugar can have their uses. If you're going to strength train, or if you're going to do some serious anaerobic exercising, they can be beneficial. They can give you initial fuel. But for the most part, most of us live sedentary lives, so they're not too useful in that regard.
It's mostly just for instant energy. Other than that, yeah, it's kind of...
Yeah. It's metabolized very fast, and if it has nowhere to go, it's going to be stored as fat. So let's talk about how foods can make you feel good. So out of the three macronutrients, the one that's probably people tend to reach for in times of depression or just day-to-day, something they want to pick me up, most of the time it's going to be a carb-heavy food. Let's be real. It's going to be something...
Yeah, most of the things you go and buy out on the street, go get some, tacos, a bunch of street tacos downtown, or a burger, which is a general
Or
choice.
for the sweet fans out there, there's ice cream, cookies, whatever, something you'd have in the pantry. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fast carb sources. But they make you feel better. They actually have more tryptophan, which is a non-essential amino acid that allows more serotonin, which is one of our feel-good hormones, into our brain, which makes us obviously feel better. With that being said, there's protein also has a lot of tryptophan in it, but it also has other amino acids that are more likely to they're better at passing into the bloodstream than tryptophan is. So
dude,
they're gonna get there.
Cool.
They're gonna get there first. So that protein shake that you just had, it can make you feel good, but for the most part, it's gonna make you feel just really full, because protein it's the most satiating macronutrient.
Yeah, it goes, and it takes a lot out of you to go and break all that down and stuff, especially immediately after, right? For something that metabolizes so fast. Is that?
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
It just takes a lot of work, right? When you throw something that's high protein.
Yeah,
It takes a lot from your body to go and break that down.
Yes, it's the hardest macronutrient to absorb, which is good, which makes you feel full longer. So it's good in that regard. Like if you're trying to lose weight, it's a good diet option.
Oh yeah.
To put more protein into your diet so that you feel full.
Did you say that a lot of the I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Go ahead.
But a lot of the serotonin receptors, is that what you said?
Yes, I was going to mention that. Yes,
in your stomach.
Yes, they're actually not in your brain. Most of them are actually in your gut.
Too freaking cool, and that kind of takes you to
happy bacteria, happy life. That's one way to go about it. Keep your gut happy.
So would you say that you could suffer from depression by starving yourself of certain maybe amino acids, as an example, such as tryptophan?
Yep.
Depriving yourself of that could lead to some depression, right? Because you're maybe lacking that boost that you could get from triggering that. that
partially,
serotonin production.
Yeah, it could partially happen like that. But what's interesting is that people, there's actually, I want to be able to reference the study. But anyway, I've read that some people with depression are actually missing 2 types of bacteria in their gut. So all these patients were missing 2 certain types of bacteria, which in turn made them feel bad. That's what I said. I said a happy gut, happy life. You wanna satisfy your bacteria. It's part of it. It's your second brain.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Dang, man.
So some things that can make you feel better as a whole, it just like stick to whole foods. You know, it'll be the outside of your grocery store, not the outside edges, rather. Stay away from anything heavily processed, which will be anything in a box, anything that has 45 ingredients on the label, the nutrition label. You want single ingredient foods. You want something like, if it's rice, on the back of it, it should say rice, not rice / all these preservatives and additives. You don't want that. You want to stay away from that. Because, that being said, a lot of your gut bacteria doesn't necessarily like the additives and stuff. It can actually upset you, give you IBS, and like anytime that's going on, it's due to the odd things that you're shoveling down your throat. And like stick to vegetables and fruits. It's fine if they're like juiced, but for the most part, the fresher the better. So eat them as a whole. You get more benefit out of it. And they're high in fiber too. And obviously you want protein. It keeps you satiated. Me personally, it's the most important one in my diet, because anytime I try to restrict myself, I reach for protein, because obviously it keeps me fuller longer. Now, here's an interesting one. Eat more poultry and lower your red meat intake. It's a lot easier on your body.
Does that mostly come back to just, again, like breaking it down? Breaking down red meat is a lot more complicated, I guess. I don't know.
Well, the poultry has to do with the type of fats that it has in it. It's got the monounsaturated and the polyunsaturated, which you need. And you have like saturated fats. They're not awful for you, but it's in your best interest to get more of the monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, which will come from like nuts, seeds, olive oil, non-processed sunflower oil. See, there's some that'll have that have actually been heavily processed, and you want to avoid those. Extra virgin olive oil is a good one. Coconut oil, you want those in your diet. And there's actually a limit, or not a limit, but a baseline that you should have. A lot of fitness coaches will tell you I probably wouldn't take it under 50 grams of fat a day. And it's really important because a lot of the vitamins that you actually absorb from food, they're fat soluble, which means to get into the bloodstream, they need a carrier, they need a transporter, which will be fat, to actually be absorbed by the body. And if you don't have those, or if you don't have enough fat, then you could end up with vitamin deficiencies.
Yeah,
which obviously
sure.
That's bad.
And you could starve. You ever heard of rabbit starvation?
I have not, actually.
It actually, I can't quote it exactly, but basically it was about some people that they were living somewhere, or they were in some type of survival situation, and all they were eating was rabbits, because that's all they could get. And so they just kept killing these rabbits and eating rabbits, and like they still starved to death.
Because they weren't getting sufficient nutrients.
There's not enough fat
Yeah, they were missing the meat was way too lean, and they were missing
Yep.
very important macro.
And just boom. And it was something like a couple months, and that was it. That was all it took.
Really? Just a
Yeah.
couple months? Dang. That must have been that they didn't have enough fat on their bodies to sustain them.
I think there was a lot of other factors, I'm sure. I think it was cold.
Let's go with just think of a food that you eat on a daily basis that actually, other than let's keep from protein right now, but just, well, it can be protein, but a specific food that you eat normally. When you eat it, it actually changes the way you feel that you can think of.
Oh man.
Not alcohol either. It's different.
Yeah, right. Oh man, if you're asking me, I don't know. Sometimes usually the only time I'll get, at least I'll notice anything or take note of how I feel after I eat something. It's usually things that just wear me out, like make me want to take a nap after eating it.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel you. Yeah.
but I do notice it over time if I'm like really consistent with eating a lot of wholesome stuff and being somewhat regular and routine about it. I'll notice a difference in a few days, and then I'll definitely notice when I fall off the wagon and start eating bad. I'll definitely feel it. I'll suffer that. Take a weekend, go cheat, go eat really good for a week.
Yeah, I was
and
gonna.
then go cheat all weekend and try to start your week over again, and you'll notice. You'll be like,
See,
last week was a lot, better.
I find that interesting because like I don't ever me personally, I don't eat out, and like somebody that does, I was really kind of wanting to know like the way you feel. Let's say you eat at home one day, and then that next day you go out and eat. How do you feel afterwards off of that heavily processed meal from like a fast food restaurant?
Okay. Yes, definitely. Definitely less motivated.
Yeah, it takes you down a notch, huh?
Go out in the heat afterwards. You just feel like you got nothing. Like you can't do it. The heat will put you out quick. Right after a burger and some fries with a lot of barbecue sauce or something, the heat will get you, and you just, you feel like you got a lot less juice to conquer.
Again, I don't ever go out that much, but like say if I have drinks and I lower my standards of the food that I eat and I actually do give in and eat something, I tend to find out that it can literally change me for days. Dang. Because I'd be so consistent on what I ate, and I literally throw my body a curveball and it will just wreck me, literally inside out.
Holy shit.
I'll have deep sunken eyes in the morning, not want to talk to anybody. And this is, mind you, I said having a few drinks. This is not me getting trashed or anything like that.
Yeah.
This is just me having a few and eating abnormally than I normally do.
Man.
Irritable bowel syndrome. Everything comes back. I feel bloated all day just based off of one day's change. And it may take me 4 or 5 days to get back in line, depending on what I ate.
God, dude. I have a hard time imagining it in such detail. But yeah, I mean, I generally feel just a general oppression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like a whole weight on your shoulders, literally from the food that you ate.
Yeah.
It can change your drive too. Like you don't want to do anything. You don't like all the goals that you had for that day. You don't want to really do anything. You just want to kind of exist and let your body do its thing and try to move that garbage.
Get that trash out of your system. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's something that can help with that? Do you think maybe does an Epsom salt bath do that?
To what, draw toxins?
Yeah.
Yeah. It does draw toxins, but that's not necessarily the same thing. The best thing for I don't know if you're exactly talking about like an alcohol related one or a food one.
Sure, anything,
But like plenty of water, obviously. that would be the best thing to do. It's literally like an elixir of life, literally. And yeah, it's just when you're drunk or when you're hungover, it is literally your elixir. Like a video game, straight up, it's your potion. It's your health potion.
Water.
Yep, just a gallon of water.
Agua.
Yeah. Same for
Awesome.
foods, though, because it can flush out your system. Anything to get that process moving. Yeah, anything to help just move that out of your body as fast as possible will benefit you. And trying to get rid of, that's only if you've had like a change in diet. If you eat like this every day, obviously you're not going to notice these type of things. But I can give you my experience. I've changed my diet several times throughout my life, and I've noticed some significant changes when I chose whole foods and cleaner foods. That my mood increased, my energy levels increased, everything changed for the better. I was being full for longer. Because I'm a super fan of sweets. And when I started eating more fiber-filled foods, along with like quite a bit of protein, I upped my protein incredibly, like to combat these sugar cravings, and it's helped immensely. And that's all based off of changing how I eat and adding fiber.
That's really cool. So would you suggest that, like,
to anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're constipated or something, you might check how much protein you're actually getting in your diet, because
it can cause it if you're at an excess.
Yes, and your water. If you're dehydrated, definitely going to back up because it doesn't have water. That's how your waste is excreted. It needs water to move. That's what laxatives do. They coat your stool and help it pass. I'm not lying. But that's what happens. And like if you end up needing laxatives, you might up your water intake or up your fiber intake.
Yeah, sure.
Because it'll help.
You're dried out.
Yeah. And it can benefit just anybody who's having those sorts of issues. Oh, but other than the way it made me feel like that, there was other things that got better. Obviously, everything comes with this, because the better food you're eating, you're getting better nutrition. You're like, if you strength train, you're gonna be stronger than you've ever been when you start eating real foods, and you start eating balance for yourself. Everybody's different; they have different macro needs, but for me, the main thing was I lowered my carbohydrates some, not completely out because you need it for fuel. I do personally. Some people can get away with keto diet, but I'm not a fan of that, so I don't go there.
Yeah, you feel like you don't have all that much energy.
Yeah, if I don't take in any carbs, my workouts they lack, and I'm not about that. I'm about getting stronger. So, but the food was the biggest. It's the biggest factor in all of it. It's literally what drives you every day. It's your fuel source, so it's something to take care of. Like, you need to watch it so that you stay healthy and you just continue to live your best life. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Amen to that.
Got any more questions you can run by?
Damn, I'm just trying to make sure,
Yeah. I feel you.
That is good stuff to know. Yeah.
So how many ounces of water a day do you think you need?
I mean, do you need what? Like 3 quarts?
3 quarts?
Yeah. Maybe almost a gallon of water a day?
Yeah, that would be roughly, I would say 6 to 8 8-ounce glasses of water.
Yeah, okay.
There's 128 ounces in a gallon. So yeah, getting up there. That's quite a bit of water. That's only and obviously if you increase your activity, you're going to need more than that.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I drank more than a gallon, depending on how hard you strength train, or if you're a runner, or if you're just outside in the heat. You'll need more water. And that's another big factor, is your water can play a big role in how you feel also. Because if you're dehydrated, you will feel bad, your body will feel sluggish, and will cause constipation.
Yeah.
Your body's mainly water, so if you don't have enough water, your body's going to let you know. And that can obviously come through in your mood.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people that have binged the night before on alcohol, and they're just not feeling it the next day. And it's mainly due to them being dehydrated.
Yeah, it dehydrates you. And, I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for myself. And I know some other people that just don't drink enough water in a day. I don't sometimes.
Sometimes it's hard to get enough if you're not thinking about it. I know some people that don't eat enough in a day because they just don't think about it.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
Yeah.
But there's when you think about it, you need a shitload of water. And if you're not, maybe one day, you realize you're not getting that much, and then you're like, catch up, but make a habit out of it, and it'll screw you over big time.
Yeah. Let's talk about how many calories you need in a day. How about that? To make you feel good. If you
Average
start to
2,000.
That's the American, daily recommended, but that's just straight garbage for like most people because
it varies.
Everybody's different.
It varies. Yeah.
Yours could be way higher, way lower than that, depending on like what you're doing. Me personally, I've went through some cuts in the past where I dropped my calories drastically low, and I wouldn't even talk to people. I would try to stay asleep as long as possible, wake up just to eat my few calories that I offered myself, and then I would go back to sleep.
Holy shit.
That's what I would do. And that was my body telling me, like, hey, dude, you're not getting enough food.
Like, boom.
The body will compensate. You know what NEAT is? It's basically your movement that you do outside of, it's your jitters and stuff, like the movement that you do when you're just sitting around the house and stuff.
What is it?
NEAT.
Okay, say that again.
NEAT.
NEAT.
It's an acronym. Basically what it is it's the energy expenditure that your body uses outside of working out. So like on your day-to-day, like when you're sitting in a chair, how much you move.
Sure, yeah, just,
Well, your body will actually decrease that as you lower your calories. Your body will force you not to move as much. You'll be like, instead, like if you were normally in a chair and you'd be moving around a lot, you'll be like just sitting there. And you won't move as much. These subtle things that you won't notice happening, but your body is compensating for you not eating enough.
That's so weird when you take that and just think about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you see somebody that's like sluggish and they've been telling you they've been on a diet, they might be on a crash diet. And they've been on it too long and their body caught wind of it and decided to do something about it. So your body's only expending the calories that it thinks that you need to get by.
Sure.
It won't let you. It'll force you. Your hunger will spike. Your motivation to go train will go down. And this is all based on your intake of calories. Your mood will be, you don't want to talk to anybody. It's one of those things too.
That's your body's
caffeine will drive
response.
you.
Your body and your brain,
Yep, telling you that you're messing up, bud. You're not getting enough. So we're not going to give you enough.
Shit.
It'll hold you back. So that can happen. That can happen even on short terms. Like if you go train one day and you're like, man, I'm not feeling it. And you're like, oh, I didn't eat anything. It's like, well, should have ate something, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely notice that sometimes, especially on a Monday, generally eating trash over the weekend.
Yeah, dude, that's cheat day. That's cheat weekend. You just don't, well, that's a whole different topic, but don't let your cheat weekends or your cheat meal turn into a cheat weekend and then to a cheat week and then to a cheat month.
Oh, yeah, for
sure. Then downhill from there. I've been down that road before, for sure.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, when you take things about, oh geez, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. When you really break it down and think about just how big a difference, it makes.
Yeah, just
take
all
note
the stuff
of.
that you put in your body even vitamins and stuff. Like, just taking a daily vitamin can help if you're not getting enough micronutrients. Something to help you. Say you eat meat all the time and you're not getting the stuff and veggies that you need. That can actually help some too. I take a daily vitamin every day, just in case I'm not getting what I need. But yeah, those are some important things to keep in mind. Basically, long story short, y'all, watch what you eat. It's important. It can change how you feel. It can change your day-to-day life, relationships with others. It affects moods. It affects everybody's mood. If your mood's bad, the next person's mood could be bad. And it could all be driven by something as small as what you eat in a day. Exactly.
Yeah. Man, yeah. So, I mean, write that shit down. And, yeah. Dang.
Yeah. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed it. It's been fun. Catch us on the next one. If you have any topics, list them down below. We'd love to hear from you. Take care.
Thanks, guys.